You know that I'm a crazy bitch. I do what I want when I feel like it.
Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl Che, and today I decided to create a holographic look. As you all know, my niece, Brooklyn Jackson, said, I want to see a pink and purple look. And I'm like, pink and purple, oh man, I'm totally going Barbie vibes. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do like that funky looking like holographic look where we did like the holographic highlighter everywhere. The purple is on my lid and the pink is up a little bit higher. And I just did some funky space buns. And I actually really like this. So thank you, Brooklyn, for giving me this idea. And we're just going to hop right on into it. So if you guys are interested in this look, outfit is a tracksuit jumper outfit from FashionNova. Thought it would match the purple on my eyes. If you guys are interested, then you know what to do. Just keep on watching because it's coming up right now. See you guys in a second. All right, guys. So I am back in the rarest form, like I always say. Can I tell you, I just love looking like this on camera. I mean, total like one way done, other way, who are you? Like that's what I should call it. Like, guess the mystery girl. Oh, it's Charlie, it's Che. Gotcha. But anyway, Catfish 101. No, I'm kidding. But here is the holographic look. I just showed you an up-close look, so I decided to pull you guys on in, which is a little uncomfortable because I just upgraded my iPhone, and now I can record this one in 720p, which is the one right underneath 1080p. And I was like moving my hands around and it even looked more realistic. Like I was like having fun in the mirror. But anyway, let's get to the look. So the first thing that I decided to use as a base for this look was my pink ColourPop palette. It's called the Ooh La La palette. I'm like scared to move it though, because remember in my last video I told you guys I dropped it and like some of the shades shattered and I'm so sad. But what I used first, it's all the way in the top right up here, and it's called Poodle. So I took that, it's a matte pink, matte, like a muted rose, dusty rose, matte pink. And I started blending that in the crease of my eye. And I am doing it very like feather light motions. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like I am doing very light swirls going back and forth. And then once I feel like I can add a little bit more of that color, I'll start in the center and make sure that this goes up pretty high because I want to make sure that when my eyes are open, I am still able to like see over here, I can still see the pink. And when you look down, you can see the purple holographic. I want to make sure that you can still see the pink. So I'm going to add like another layer of pink and then I'll be right back. All right, so the main palette that I did use for this look is the James Charles palette. Don't mind mine. It's literally ripped, destroyed, been through hell and back because I did buy this like on the release date. Like, and I don't even know if I really like James Charles. I do. Like, I do, and then when I hear the gossip tea, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have bought his palette. But then it has nothing to do with his artistry. Like, he's an amazing artist, and I have to give him props for that. But he created this artistry palette, and I mean, just look at this. Any color you could possibly need is in this palette. It reminds me of that Stacy Carnival palette from BH Cosmetics just because of all the color choices that we get to choose from. So I'll probably leave you with one guess as to which color I did to amp up the pink. Yes, the bottom right. So I dig into the bottom right, not really dig, but I'm going in swirly motions into that bottom right shade, which is extremely hot pink. And I literally tap it on my brow bone before I start to blend it out, because the difference between the ColourPop palette. I'm also going to be using my Huda Nude palette later. The difference is with James Charles, his palette is a pressed pigment palette. So that's why they're able to get that really bright, really vibrant pigment out of his shades. They do take a little bit longer to blend out though, however, you know. So it's like, you know, you're paying for the color payoff in blending, basically. But that's the only way you're going to be able to get a shade this intense, is if you use a palette that is a pressed pigment palette. So then I switch into a little bit of a smaller brush. And again, the two brushes that I always use, Morphe M505 first, and then the Morphe M433 right here. And I really want to push this down on my outer corner. And then as it's in the center of the brush as well, I am going to run this in my crease as well. And you can work on building that, you know, outer shape of that kind of cat eye effect. Even though it's going to be very diffused and blown out, it's not going to be like a super sharp cat eye, as you can tell from this side. So I'm just going to build up this pink. I'm going to do probably another 1 or 2 of those rows just to make sure it's super pink, and then we'll get to the purple. This is a pretty easy eye look. I love this holographic funky look, and it's way easier than what it seems. So I'm going to build this one up, and then I'll be back again. Also, I don't want to forget to mention that I do take an even tinier crease brush. This is from Jeffree Star. I run it into that same exact hot pink shade, and this is what I use on my lower lash line. So I basically just smudge this out on my lower lash. And you will find yourself having to dig back into the palette a little bit more so than like an eyeshadow palette, but that's because it's a pressed pigment palette, like I said. You really got to work on the blending and all that stuff. But once we get that down, now we can move on to the purple shade. And I really just like to take my finger and angle out that at the top. And you'll see what I do later to really blend out any harsh lines. So in the James Charles palette, he has purples right next to the pink. I use a mixture of these two on my lid to start. They are both matte purples. They're not shimmery whatsoever. They are very matte. And this is what I do to start that look. I will take the small crease brush that I just used, the one from Jeffree Star, and I'll just get an area kind of like laid out for where I want that purple to go. And then this is when I'll start to use my finger. I'll take my finger and I will swirl it around in that purple shade. And this is the only way you can really build up this purple on top of the pink shade. Sorry for using my middle finger. Don't mean to offend anyone. But yeah. So I just take this purple shade and I work it all over my lid. I'm probably going to be building this up maybe 1 or 2 more times to get to the intensity over here. And then we only have 1 more colored shadow to use before we go on with the face. We'll do our highlight on the nose, this side, our lips, and everything else will get pulled together. All right, so I got that purple up to the intensity that I like it. And then I'm going to grab a concealer. This one is old. It's from Essence. It's very cheap. It was like $3. It's their Camouflage concealer. And what I do is I take that on my eyelid. Definitely more on this side. There we go. And I run that across my eyelid right about to like here, because I do want that outer corner to stay matte, where we are going to take the inner corner, as you can tell from the looks of this eye, as a shimmery color. So once you lay down that concealer, before it completely dries, I go in with my ring finger because I feel like that's the finger that applies like the least amount of pressure for me. My ring finger or my pinky finger. Either or, doesn't matter. And I'm sure, as you guys can tell, I don't even have lashes on with this look. I kind of felt like, you know, for a holographic type of look, if you wanted to use lashes, by all means, go ahead. But I love that this area is blank and you can see the shade colors. The lashes would kind of block out this purple, you know what I mean? So that's the only reason I didn't want to do that. So James' palette is called the Artistry Palette, which is named after this shade right here is called Artistry. And if I get this up close and I turn it for you guys, you can tell it's literally an iridescent, holographic-y purple type look. So before my concealer completely dries, I'm going to take my ring finger, run it in that shade. Look how beautiful that is. It's like a purple molten, like, reminds me of like an amethyst rock or something like that. And then I start tapping it on top of the concealer to get the most payoff that we can get out of this color. And as you can tell from the other side of my eye, I did this probably 3 or 4 times, really building up this shadow. And I don't want to make you guys, you know, keep watching me build up this shadow. So I'm going to do this about 2 more times, and then we'll be back to fix the lower lash line and this outer corner. All right, so I built that shade up just enough to my liking. As you can tell, it is very pretty, very shimmery, very holographic. So I am going to take probably this brush first, my Morphe M433, tap it into those 2 purple shades that I used before, and I am just going to tap on my outer corner with those shades and kind of just, you know, run it back and forth with this brush so that that outer corner doesn't be, it's not completely neglected. I'm also going to take my finger in those 2 shades, and you can see this is a lot darker of a purple, and then this is what I will use on the outer corner of my eye, and that really draws all the definition to the outer corner. And that's where you want the most drama, on the outer corner of your eye, especially if you're going to do like a tiny wing like this, which it looks like some of that purple already lifted up from over here. See, it's like every time I go on the other side, I'm like, did I actually do that on that side? And then it's like I forget things. There we go. That's better. So I just used those 2 mattifying purples, and wha-bam, we got it on. Now we need to focus on the lower lash line. So the lower lash line, what I do is I take my eyebrow pencil, which I already cleaned it off. Like I said, this thing from Rite Aid, $3.99 or $2.99, you just rub a brush around in there in a circular motion, cleans your brush off completely. So I'm going to go into the darkest purple shade that we used first. Yeah, you can't really see that. But I'm going to go on my lower lash line with that dark purple, just on like the outer 1/3 of the eye. And then I'm going to wipe that off real quick. I'm going to dig into the hot pink shade, of course. What else is new? And that one you can see. Tap a little bit. And then with this one, I am going to run that on the 2/3 of my lower lash line, since the purple is on the outside. Now what I do with the first brush, the fluffy brush that we used, this palette has a very, very baby pink. It's almost white, but this is white. So this one right here, the baby pink, I run my brush in a circular motion right over it. And then as you can tell, it's very baby pink, very muted pink. Tap off the excess, and I will go half on the color, half on my skin. And then I will start to blend that pink so that right above where the pink ends, there are absolutely 0 harsh lines, and I work it down on that outer corner and I end up smudging out my lower lash line with that. So the only thing I have to do right now is I'm going to take my Il Makiage eyeliner. I love this. I told you, it's like a, look at my hand from all those colors. Wow, with this camera you can see just the sheen and everything that you really can't really tell on my eye from the camera. But I'm going to take this liquid pen and I am going to draw a line on the top and a line on the bottom. And I'm also going to use a regular black eyeliner, but it is in a gel pencil form. And this is what I'm going to use for my inner waterline, like right down here, and then on my upper waterline. So I'm just going to basically eyeline my eyes, and then I will be right back after the eyeliner matches this side. All right, now that I have my eyeliner all done, I did that little tiny wing, kind of like I did on this side, a medium wing. And now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, the one that has that curled wand to it. And I am going to use this on my upper and my lower lash line. But, oh my God, I forgot how much I miss this mascara. It's like all these big high-end fancy brands come out and you're like, oh, I gotta save the $48 to get this mascara. And then it's like you buy it and then you use something like this, like a Maybelline mascara, and then I'm just like, why the heck did I just waste $50 on a mascara that looks just like my drugstore mascara? Like, oh, these ads make me so mad, especially when they're targeted at like a younger audience. Like, they don't need anything else shoved in their faces. They already see models all over magazines that have a waist like this, size 0. That's not normal, okay? It's not normal. Being built like that is actually, you're considered petite. Like, you are extremely, extremely tiny. You know what I mean? Not to mention, there are people that are built like that naturally. And you can tell if it's natural because their collarbones aren't shoved out of their chest, you know, and like other areas of them, you know, like they still have that little bum, you know what I mean? And they still have like a little bit of boobage, you know, but the ones that are sick, in other words, you know, I just feel like this whole YouTube and Instagram with all these influencers, which, you know what, it kind of reminds me, I need to have a part 2 of that video that I made. I'm going to link it in my description box below, but I made a video of, it's an Instagram page called Celeb Face, and I made a video exposing the before pictures before they were photoshopped. Oh. By golly me, shoot Magoo, like, shit me a new tit, okay? Like, I couldn't even shit me a new tit. Like, where do I come up with this shit? Anyway, if you look and watch that video, it is a eye-opener for you guys. Eye-opener. I'll link it in my description box so you can be wowed yourself. I'm just going to finish with this mascara on my lower lash line, and then we'll come back to do the blush and the highlight, my little pop on the inner corner, brow bone highlight, and then I will be back with the completed look. All right, so now that the eyes are even Steven, they both have the pink at the top, the purple holographic-y look on the lid. I am going to go in with this highlighter. It was a sample from Wander Beauty, but it was from Wondrous Glow, and it's in the shade After Hours. So I opened it, and as you can tell, this is a well-used highlighter. So I thought for this look, it would go perfect. It's got like that, let me see if I can show you on the tattoo because it sticks out much better. Look at this. I mean, this highlighter is insane. It's got like champagne but pink reflex to it. So I thought that it would kind of be pretty perfect for this look. So I tap off any excess and I just go right over here. rub it in a circular motion. Take some of the excess right up there. Down on the cheek. And that is just the After Hours highlighter. It's beautiful. I added an extra step over here, which I hate that there's a shadow on that side of my face. It's because I only have one light. I still am waiting on another one of these box lights to get delivered. So I'm kind of like, I have all the light shining on this side and like a big shadow, as you can tell, on this side. So I'm trying to like lean, you know what I mean, to get you to see it looks the same, but the contour is still going to look darker on that side because of the shadow. But, you know, that's how it really blended out. And then I'm going to take the same highlighter and go right down the tip of my nose. I love this highlighter. It's so freaking pretty. And here we go. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very champagne nose. Only we made him holographic. And you can say he glows and glows. I'm gonna add it on my chin and shut up. All right, and then I'm gonna go up on the forehead and do my usual square, which I work it up and across and down, just like that. And as I showed you in a previous video, this is where the light usually hits my forehead. So once I get it on right there, this is when I will really start to blend it out with this highlighter brush, which I did explain before. I know it's a little nub, but it was the Equate brush from Walmart. Ah, where'd you go? And I loved the way it applied my highlighter. So stick or no stick, I'm using this. I'm using it, okay? And then for blush, I used two different blushes. I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill, what am I saying? My Jaclyn Hill blush brush. There we go. Not brush, blah, 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 blah. I can never say blush brush. Okay. Blush brush. And I went into the CoverGirl Peach Punch Blush. Remember? The Peach Punch Blush. Does give your cheek a good punch. Now I'm singing Rudolph. Come on, what's wrong with me? What is wrong with my life? What does my life come to when on a weekend night, actually it's Monday night, but like who sings just Rudolph 6 months after Christmas? Well, December, January, February. Okay, it's only 3 months, so you can give me a pass. Like the music is still just stuck in my head. All right, and then, oh, the second one was the Milani Baked Blush in Dolce Pink. And this one has a sheen, girl. And it's also more pink. And I feel like it ties in the eyes and everything else a lot better. And then I always go over the bridge of my nose with the blush. Always hit the chin. I kind of just hit like all the areas with the blush because I just do. Just my thing. A little bit on the neck, if there's anything on there. Probably not. I just like moving the brush. Like it's like I can't stop it. It's a terrible habit. Don't ever get into it. But okay, I can finally close my James Charles palette for now, which I will be going into this. I actually did that blue frosted look, that iced out blue look with this palette too, with this blue, and this blue. I can link that one in my description box below as well if you wanted to see another look using the James Charles palette. I used this pink Ooh La La palette from ColourPop. And then I remember I mentioned I was going to use this Huda Nude palette. This is literally only for the shade Daydream, which is barely in the cracks. Like I have used and abused this, but these, you can like push them out into the center. It's kind of crazy how they work, but I end up going over top. See if I just drew a line with that? You see how much extra glow that gives? And it's a holographic glow. So I feel like, hey, what else would look better than that on my cheek? And then I took a tiny little bit of it. Tiny? Oh, that doesn't look too tiny. But, we can make it work. Down the bridge of my nose and right on the tip of my nose. Just like that. And then there is one last step we're gonna do. I'm gonna go grab my lip products and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I am back with the completed look. I ended up taking like a nudish colored lip liner, and then I ended up taking a very cheap Wet n Wild pink lip gloss in the shade Sinless. Nobody is sinless, but I used it on my lips. But yeah, so as I get closer, the purple really makes the purple on the eyes pop. I love how this lip gloss with the lip liner has that like shimmer to it, and it has that reflect of that pink, purple, holographic-y look. The highlighter just goes so beautifully with this look. I love it. I kept my hoops on, and I did my funky little space buns. If you guys are curious where I did get this little romper suit, it's a sweatshirt. And if you ask me, I can't lie, yes, the pants are the exact same thing. I do not have the pants on, but if you guys go to FashionNova website, you will see they have these matching jumpsuits. And they're so like, I don't want to like badmouth FashionNova, but like I'm sitting here like, oh, I can't wait to take it off. It's one of those like, it looks like it's silk, but as you can see the material, it's one of those real itchy, like, I don't know. It looks cute for like photos and stuff like that. But as far as me wearing it for more than like an hour or two, like I can't. I run home and I put on something comfortable. So I'm going to try to pull you guys in just a little bit closer just to show you guys the final holographic result of the pink and the purple. And again, guys, we did this with no lashes. So it's definitely, you know, teen friendly, kid friendly, beginner user friendly. I did show you all the steps, and we didn't have to get out any glue or any lashes or anything like that. And then this sweatshirt, it does come with like 2 little drawstrings, but it actually stops up high. Like it's one of those real, you hear that? Like real tight, like mid-bellied sweatshirt, and then it has the matching pants with it. But all in all, I hope you guys really like this look. And I did want to say something at the end of this video today, because I feel really, really grateful that somebody from another country actually acknowledged my small channel, and he has way more followers than me, and he gets so many more views on his videos. I'm inserting a picture of him up here. I pronounce it The Real Clantis, but I think he changed the name because nobody could pronounce his first name correctly. And if you guys want to learn about how to create a YouTube channel, all about the whole, I just watched his video today on YouTube Shorts, and it's like the upcoming new thing with YouTube, and how like you have a chance as a smaller channel to take off. He goes through like the algorithms of YouTube and how to beat this algorithm and how to do this. And some guy from another country ended up noticing me. We became friends over YouTube, and I watched his last video and he did a shout out for me. And like, it almost made me cry. You know what I mean? Like somebody on the other side of the world, like watches my videos and they know who I am. So I just wanted to give him a shout out. And if you are a subscriber of mine, you know, please go over to his channel and give him a subscribe, give him a like. All you got to do is push the button to subscribe. But because of him, you know, I have gained followers too, and he's helping my channel grow, and he's given me advice just freely, which isn't, you know, common these days. So yeah, that is The Real Clantis. I just wanted to add that in my video. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this holographic look. I actually had a lot of fun creating it, and I need to go to Wawa. So I'm totally going just like this in my funky little style with my holographic lip highlighter eye everything. I'm still a little kid at heart, okay? Don't hate. But anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in a future upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.
You know that I'm a crazy bitch. I do what I want when I feel like it.